welcome back to Video and the Radio Star with your host, Taylor Nicholson. Hey guys. So, today's episode is a little different, but I hope it's still exciting. This week's episode is titled Needlejuice, but spelled the Beetlejuice way, so hope you get the reference. And I'll be showcasing some artists from Nashville-based independent record label Needlejuice Records. Instead of popping in every couple songs like I normally do here, I'm going to introduce every single song I play today with some background about the artist and some fun facts and my opinions. Think of it like a personal tour through the label, through the eyes of a longtime fan. And before we get into it, I'm just going to give a little more about the general label's history so you guys have a little background. So, as I said before, Needlejuice Records is an independent record label based in Nashville, Tennessee, and it was formed in September of 2017 by Jace McLean, Austin Ash Lemon, and Brandon Brown. The label's first release was, excuse my pronunciation, Polygonwanaland by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Shouting them out now since I unfortunately don't have a song for them on today's playlist. First of all, killer name, by the way. Obsessed. But they're mainly known for their killer experimental rock vibes and impressive album releases, dropping upwards of 5 albums a year since they first began, which is insane. Nearly an album every 2 months. I haven't released one album in my entire 19 years of living, so good on them. Be sure to check them out after my show, because they're pretty cool. Very long songs, ton of albums, so you got a lot to explore. It's a good time. Needlejuice's goal is to highlight the weird and wonderful artists of the world who've gained cult-like followings in their time and across the internet, which you'll see later into the set. And with all of that being said, let me get into the first song of today's mix, then I'll stop talking and let you guys enjoy. Starting off strong, I'm going to play Kilobytes by Nuclear Bubble Wrap. This was first started by keyboardist Jace McLean, who you remember as one of the co-founders of Needlejuice, then guitarist Kyle Thorne, and they were later joined by bassist Steven Smith and drummer Julia Larson, who's also the office manager at Needlejuice. So a lot of the people who work for and founded Needlejuice also have their own music, which I will be playing on today's show, which is very exciting, very cool. I love when artists start their own labels because they have firsthand experience within the industry, which is very dope. They're mainly known for their psychedelic rock beats and clever writing that's sure to get stuck in your head like it has with mine. And fun fact, their most popular music video, Sharktopus, has 15 million views on YouTube, and it's animated, it's so cute. I love animated music videos, I'm a sucker for it, so I personally enjoyed it quite a bit. Anyway, let me just get into it, enough yapping. This is Kilobytes by Nuclear Bubble Wrap.
You use your brains for science, now brains are That's when my functions ended.
And that was Kilobytes by Nuclear Bubble Wrap. Pretty fun vibes, right? Pretty cool, pretty fun, pretty psychedelic rock, like I said. Anyway, this next song is from one of my personal favorite artists, The Scary Jokes, but you didn't hear that from me. Created by NJ-based artist and activist Liz, forgive me for my pronunciation, it's either Lehman or Lemon, I don't know, I'm trying my best here. But I have a soft spot as a New Jersey native. New Jersey stay strong, maybe that's why I like their music so much, but The Scary Jokes has grown a cult-like following thanks to the project's success online, and Liz's complex themes and intricate composition stole my heart the moment I first heard it, and their newest releases, Cat City Volume 1 and Retinal Bloom, have all but cemented myself as a committed fan. I love every single song. Me and my one friend talk about them all the time. My beloved. I hope they go on tour someday because I would love to see them. The song I chose for you all today is one of their most popular tracks, but I think it's a good introduction to their music if you haven't heard them before, and I really genuinely urge you to listen and explore beyond what I'm playing for you today. So without further ado, this is Community Gardens by The Scary Jokes.
Full disclosure, I am a monster, a creature of despair, not that that should be a cause for concern. If there's one thing I've learned in all my years here, it's that despair is less abundant in those who understand how to plant their hearts in community gardens. You'll be fine, you honeycomb. Who could ever hurt you? Who could be so cold? You'll be fine. Oh, honey pie. Who could ever hurt you? Who could be so unkind? The culmination of man's mistakes came the day the sun ran so hot it turned the desert to glass. If there's something to be learned from all these losers, it's that the price that you pay for arrogance and a false sense of immunity is face the wrath of a dying star. You'll be fine, you honeycomb. Who could ever hurt you? Who could be so cold? You'll be fine, oh honey pie. Who could ever hurt you? Who could be so unkind? The years have been hard on this lonely heart. If you want to know the truth, there's no more community gardens. So I guess I'll have to settle for you.
Once again, that was Community Gardens by The Scary Jokes. Yippee! Believe it or not, even though it's the most popular one, it's not my personal favorite. I couldn't really name my personal favorites. One, because I don't know how to pronounce them again, but I have so many favorites that it's really, truly difficult to pick. But Pink Smoke is very good. I believe that's off Retinal Bloom, so you should check that out. And just look at their whole Spotify page, because they're very underrated in my opinion. And I really like their vibes, so you should check it out. Anyway, moving right along, this next song comes from Neil Cicerega, better known by his musical moniker Lemon D. Oh my gosh, choked on my spit. That's how excited I am about Lemon Demon. Anyway, known by his musical moniker Lemon Demon. Neil has been creating musical bits and bobs since 2003, before I was born. Wow. I'm not Unk. And has since created several viral hits that are still being passed around the web, including Potter Puppet Pals, The Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny, Brody Quest, and many more standout songs that were swept up by the internet algorithm. The song I chose for you today was actually a suggestion from WQAQ's general manager, Lindsay. So, yippee! Thank you, Lindsay, for this amazing pick. And without further ado, this is No Eyed Girl from Lemon Demon's 7th full-length album, Spirit Phone. Give it a listen.
Don't know. This is gonna change our world. Feeling how I feel, I'll accept the unreal. If you be my no-eyed girl, from nowhere, mankind can't go there. Too much light, blinding what your matter. Tell mine to scatter. It's alright. From the moment that we met, I've been awake like I've never been awake in all my life. If I spoke your language, I could tell you how I feel, but your language isn't real. In every myth, there's a little bit of truth, but I cannot say a thing. I cannot say a thing without proof. Oh no. Knowing what we know, knowing what we do not know, this is gonna change our world. I might go insane if I learn your floating. If you be my no-eyed girl, from nowhere, mankind can't go there. Too much light, blinding white emotions, implosions. It's alright, it's alright. Right before the kiss, I noticed something in the air. Molecules existed when there should have been none there. Chemical reactions with the surface of your skin. Some will say my actions let the no-eyed people in.
You just heard No-Eyed Girl by Lemon Demon. Very fun, very cool. Honestly, I didn't really listen to No-Eyed Girl that much before compiling this set, but it's one of Lindsay's favorites, I think. So I've been listening to it a lot more, and now I really enjoy it. So I hope you liked it as much as I do. This next artist is a new discovery by me, but his sound has really grown on me since researching this episode. It's like, the vibes are like right up my alley for my usual type of music I listen to. Billy Cobb is a singer-songwriter and YouTuber who's best known for his parody cover songs. Believe it or not, his most viewed video on his 280,000 subscriber YouTube channel are Carl Weezer covers of popular songs and punk covers of SpongeBob songs. Didn't know that? Pretty cool. Probably listened to it before and just didn't know it was him. But the song I picked for you guys today is not a Carl Weezer or punk SpongeBob cover, unfortunately. So maybe next time. But he has a couple original albums under his belt, including Folk Idiot, Zerwi, Bart, and Stong's I Stole. These are great names, honestly. 10 out of 10. I wish I could come up with names like that. And the specific song I chose for y'all is off Zerwi, which is anagram, whatever, of Weezer, if you didn't know that. And it is called The Shell Shack. Please take a listen. Well, I might take a second because I'm playing this one from my laptop, so please bear with me.
Forgetting something smart. No more songs of broken hearts. I just wanna forget and play my guitar. We've been sledding on the beach. Now our friends are out of reach. Trapped in corduroy jeans, we sail so slowly. When I go, send me quickly. Words slip out so easily. Just remember the things that I've provided. We've been distant way too long. Distance writes a pretty song, one that catches your ears and makes you feel wrong. When I go, send me quickly. We don't need no
That was The Shell Shack by Billy Cobb. If you couldn't tell, he takes a lot of inspiration from Weezer very proudly, and I love it, honestly. Might be controversial. I love Weezer. I don't care. I think it's great. I feel like my dad would probably enjoy this guy's music since there's a lot of Weezer inspiration. So there's that. Go Weezer. I don't care if you don't like Weezer. I do. So, haha. Anyway, next up is an artist I've been listening to since 2022, but I only recently discovered that she's under Needlejuice. Left at London is an artist and activist based in Seattle, Washington, and she got her start on Vine, rest in peace, and got a cult following online, if you're noticing a trend of these artist histories. Since then, she's released one album and 3 EPs, the latter of which have been compiled into one large album titled Transgender Street Legend, the ACAB Assigned Compilation at Birth Anthology, excuse me. Amazing name. Very clever. I giggled. The song I've chosen comes off of this compilation, and I think it has a super fun and unique sound. And also, fun fact, she's also collaborated with artists like Laura Less of 100 Gex and Glass Beach, which are some of my also personal favorite artists, especially Glass Beach. I love. Anyways, this is Revolution Lover by Left at London. If I could pull it up on the sequencer, because there it is. Not bad, guys. Anyway, back to it. This is Revolution Lover by Left at London. Please enjoy.
The days I've cried, even if heaven doesn't take us, we tried. But you know, I think if we stick together, maybe we'll become each other's guide. I know we'll make it out of this one alive, and we'll be alright. Revolution lover, and we'll be alright. I know we both could have almost died. I know it's harder every day to provide, but it's gonna change, I can feel it coming. And when it's here, we'll be side by side. I know we'll make it out of this one alive, and we'll be alright, and we'll be alright. My revolution lover.
That was Revolution Lover by Left at London. Pretty cool, right? I mean, I said it was pretty unique. Kind of a lot of trumpets, which I'm a big fan of. Like sweeping instrumentals even. Very fun. I also really like I'm Not Laughing Anymore, which is off, I don't remember what volume, but it's in the same compilation. And I Don't Trust You Anymore, which we do have on the sequencer now. Fun fact. This next artist is a project of Needlejuice co-founder Austin Ash Lemon. And the best way to describe this project is grandiose maximalism, and I mean that in the absolute best way possible. Each track consists of a plethora of instrumentals and themes, and each kind of feel like a ballad of sorts, which is awesome. Lemon released a handful of singles leading up to his debut album, Backstage, which is where I got this track from. The one I picked for you guys today is my personal favorite, and it contains over 80 instrumentals in this single track, which is absolutely wild. So I also just remembered this is on the sequencer. Sorry, guys. You know, this is my first time I'm balancing between sequencer songs and songs from my laptop. So this is a big old learning experience for me, but I'm having a great time, and I hope you guys are too. So without further ado, this is My Room by the Odd Ditties.
A fine museum to junk. My room's eluded husk. I climb into the trunk. I was never good at goodbye. Not that bye is all that good. The one sign that the room was mine are some lines across the wood. Caress the fading, escalating lines where mom would carve my height before I flick the switch to kill the lights. I'm standing in the frame, the future mine to take. Before I walk away, I say a quiet thanks. Sailing on the sea of traffic, tattered road map steers the ship. All we ever get to live in is the moment that we're in. 'Cause every end's the beginning again.
And that was My Room by the Odd Ditties. Very cool, very fun, ballad-like. I hope I was right with my description, and I hope you enjoyed it. So next up is a project called OK Glass. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I don't think I've ever heard anything quite like OK Glass, and it's quite difficult for me to describe it, but I would say it's like nerdy geek rock with a dash of oh my god, I can't say this word, synth pop, there we go, and experimental indie. And despite my struggle to articulate and pronounce those words, I truly enjoyed this album that I got this track from, and I hope you guys do too. Here is Noise Machine by OK Glass.
Garbage robot rolls into the garage from a stage hop transporting broken glass. Gets his voice box's motor spinning up and begins squeaking out a tiny jam. It gets hot in the summertime. When it's hot, all the windows open up, letting in the sound of the night that the tenants intended to keep out. And to think if they only heard what the robot had going down beneath. If the landlord were so perturbed, they'd be switching its program to delete. Don't worry, sure noises come from below. The pipes in this building are decades old, and the whine of the vacuum tube TV underscores a domestic symphony. It lulls me to sleep. Traces of magic that remain in the deepest December evening air. Does the glow of the moonlight mean the same when it has to compete for market share? Did I think when it switched the organ on of the ramifications wrought worldwide? Was a gifted oppression vision of distribution by Sony EMI? Garbage robot serves up broken salad. All the kitchen world with half the truth. Something trivial's about to be profound. Right about at the time I shut it down.
Alrighty, and that was Noise Machine by OK Glass. I hope you enjoyed it. You could see the little like nerd, geek rock, electric-y vibes of that. I think it's very fun. I don't know. I think it's something I don't usually listen to, but it's something I do really enjoy. I'm going to keep it level with y'all, and for this next artist, I want to take a little extra time to highlight them because his work is incredibly important to me and my friends, and I want to give him all the time he deserves. Logan Whitehurst was an exceptionally creative individual who pioneered the comedy music genre and inspired other great minds like Weird Al. In December of 2006, Logan passed away from brain cancer at age 29, which devastated his friends, family, and community. Since then, Needlejuice and the rest of Logan's fans have worked to honor his legacy and cherish the work he left behind, culminating in a documentary titled Your Friend Logan, which was released last year. Some of my friends pitched in this documentary, and everyone's contributions are truly incredible, so I do urge you to watch it. I believe you can find it online or check out Needlejuice's website for more information. The song I chose is one of my favorite comedy songs from him, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope it makes you giggle, because I laugh every time I listen to it. And honestly, hearing his music, I think what he really wants you to do is laugh and enjoy his funny, witty writing and heartfelt messages in his music. So without further ado, here is Happy Noodle versus Sad Noodle by Logan Whitehurst. Please enjoy.
Noodle led the sort of life the working stiff dreams about. Driving a Studebaker, making pies with his wife, taking a dip in the old swimming hole. Yes, sir, Happy Noodle had it good and he wasn't complaining. He always waved and smiled and tipped his hat and said, nice weather we're having, regardless of the weather. Nice weather we're having. Now it's most protagonists do, he had an antagonist, a polar opposite, bent on nullifying his happy existence. His name was Sad Noodle, a pathetic excuse for an egg and flour mixture with a little extra water just for tears. He worked in a successful firm and was under a lot of stress, and this is the story of their ultimate battle. Happy Noodle versus Sad Noodle. 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 One day as Happy Noodle was out mowing the lawn with a smile and a song, an Edsel pulled up in front of the house. It was Sad Noodle. He leaned his ropey head out of the window and he said, "Look, Happy Noodle, I'm sick of being your polar opposite. You know, sad all the time, whatnot. It makes it hard to get along. I've come to challenge you to a duel to the death." So Happy Noodle put down the mower and obliged, saying, "If it'll make you happy," and Sad Noodle cringed. He hopped into the back seat and they were off to the gravel pit. Happy Noodle singing all the way and Sad Noodle driving like a madman. This will end it all, thought Sad Noodle, and they prepared for the fight. A strange sight, two noodles standing face to face, one smiling and one frowning. Happy Noodle versus Sad Noodle. 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 Digging on a sweet Sad Noodle, used his head as a whip and tried to trip Happy Noodle, but he slipped and he flipped face first on the ground with a sound like a wet noodle slap on the ground kind of sound. Then Happy Noodle wrapped Sad Noodle up around a tree, said, "See, Sad Noodle, don't you mess with me, cause I'll be the baddest noodle there will ever be. Because I'm Happy Noodle versus Sad Noodle. Happy Noodle versus Sad Noodle. Happy Noodle versus Sad Noodle. Happy Noodle versus Sad Noodle." So after Happy Noodle untied Sad Noodle, they got back in the car. Sad Noodle, defeated, dejected, depressed, dropped Happy Noodle off at his door and said, "You know what, I don't think that helped me very much." And Happy Noodle said, "Sad Noodle, why don't you come in for some pie?" And Sad Noodle said, "No, I'm sorry, I don't like pie that much, but thanks all the same." Happy Noodle versus Sad Noodle. Happy Noodle versus Sad Noodle. Happy Noodle versus Sad Noodle. Happy Noodle versus Sad Noodle.
And that was Happy Noodle versus Sad Noodle by Logan Whitehurst. Hope you really enjoyed that one because I literally was smiling the whole time it was playing. It's so silly. It's so fun. It also has an animated music video, which I adore. There's a lot of clever animation tricks and visual gags in it that you should definitely check out. I love it a lot, and I hope you do too, and I hope you find an appreciation for his work genuinely because it's very awesome to me. Next up, we're nearing the end of today's playlist. We have 3 songs left from 2 different artists, and I'm not, like, I don't know how I'm going to intro the last song, but we're just going to see how it goes. We're going to go for a feeling. Anyways, enough about that. I found out about today's artist through an announcement from Needlejuice themselves a few months back, announcing they were pressing this album. Funnily enough, I don't think the FCC would like if I said their name because it has a word in it. So I'm just going to hope you guys like Shazam this song and find out the artist name because it is very fun. It's like Midwest emo, garage rock, punk-y. It's awesome. I like it. I've added it to a couple of my playlists. They have other couple good songs like Pheromones is one of their most popular. So without further ado, reminder to get your phones out and Shazam it because I can't say the name. This is Arachnophobia. It's an indie punk staple from Needlejuice that I truly love. So let's give it a listen. And hopefully, I don't even know if Shazam will work. Let's see. Let's try it out. This whole show, we're just kind of going for a feeling. So check it out.
On my neck and then you kiss me until
You just heard Arachnophobia by artist whom I cannot say out loud, and I was just informed that Shazam works, so I hope those who did Shazam it got to find out the artist's name. So now we're on to our last artist. I'm going to play 2 songs from them, but I'm not really introducing the second track or telling much info about that one, so I don't know if that counts. But anyway, the last artist that I chose for you guys today is Tally Hall, which is, I think, the most streamed artist on Spotify under Needlejuice's label, with nearly 2.5 million monthly listeners, which is insane. Tally Hall was the first artist I ever listened to from this label way back in 2019. Incredible. I've had their songs in my playlist since 2018, probably earlier, because I only started Spotify in 2018. Before then I used YouTube Music, or just YouTube playlists, so I don't know how far back that goes. And fun fact, The Bidding was my #1 song on Spotify in 2019. So that's how you know I got credit. I'm a dedicated fan. So this Ann Arbor-based band consists of 5 members differentiated by colorful ties. Rob in yellow, Joe in red, Zubin in blue, Andrew in green, and Ross in gray. They've released 2 albums and an internet show, and despite being on hiatus, the solo members still have active careers that I also really enjoy. This song is one of my favorites from this set, so I really hope you enjoy it. Without further ado, this is Taken for a Ride by Tally Hall.
Marvin walked into a helpless land and wondered likely, am I happy? Is this happy? Following the footsteps left by man, he stepped to reprimand the mystic who sadistic. Took a step into the elevator, who said, guess I'll see you later. Don't you worry. 15 flights that lasted nights and days and spent without a cent for creatures with their features. Listening to painted whispered light on top forgotten hill. Next the stranded senate of the white brick house with flowers has some questions for their story. All feeling now he took his bow and left the stage of time with no answers to no questions. Lonely paperbacks that wanted just a taste of feeling to implode them before living. Tiptoe to that wooden sign that said, now take your place in life, we're happy, this is lovely. Listening to painted whispered light on top forgotten hill. One secondary smile to go that extra mile to make me feel today, to make it go away. The chemistry is gone, taken for a ride, far away from you, no longer left inside. Actor with his world renown was thinking about his last real day of silence. Was it over? Or is it just we all think that our answer isn't real? It's just a picture of a letter. What you seem to found it's useless. Just a worry. Something normal happened, something horrible laying around, so please stop thinking. This is happy. Listening to painted whispered light on top. something, and then something, and then something, and then something, next to nothing, and then something, and then something, but you're gone.
Finally, that was Taken for a Ride by Tally Hall, which just about wraps up today's show. So, wow. Thank you all so much for listening, and an especially big thank you to Needlejuice Records for making today's show possible. Without their help and very clear communication, I would not have been able to get a bunch of these songs on the sequencer for you guys, and I wouldn't know as much as I do now without their help. So, big thank you to those guys for making this whole thing possible. They're awesome, and I really encourage you to check out all of the artists I played today and more by going to Needlejuice's website at needlejuicerecords.com and looking at all the artists they have under their artist page, because there's a lot of hidden gems out there that you should go discover. So, and I hope you all learned a thing or two. I tried to inform a little bit, and I hope to catch you all during my next show, which I'm not sure what the theme is, but we'll get there when we get there. We'll see you all at the same time, same place next week on 98.1 FM Hamden. I'm going to leave you guys with a peaceful track and one of my all-time favorites, Hidden in the Sand. This has been Video and the Radio Star with your host, Taylor Nicholson. Thank you so much, and have an amazing day.
We were playing in the sand, and you found a little band. You told me you fell in love with it, hadn't gone as I planned. When you had to bid adieu, said you'd never love anew. I wondered if I could hold it and fall in love with it too. You told me to buy a pony, but all I wanted was you.